monstrous commentary of his own, Mr. Manuel Zapf. Manny, how we doing, buddy?
Oh, Andrew, I'm amazing. This is poker history in the making. The World Series is coming to the UK. The WSOP circuit event in Nottingham at dusk till dawn. Can't wait to jump into the action. And I think the players must be on the top of their game today to even have a chance to get their hands on one of those 12 legendary rings.
Absolutely.
And you know I'm a numbers guy, right? I have some statistics for you.
All right, let's go.
If you win your first ring tonight at this table, you still have 13 rings less than Mr. Maurice Hawkins. He has the most rings yet, 14 rings, one in his lifetime. You will have one more ring, though, than Andrew John Hedley and me. And you will have the exact same amount as Frodo the Hobbit.
But didn't he eventually get rid of it, though? So he doesn't have any anymore, right?
Well, he used to have one. I don't know. Yes, probably not anymore.
What an intro. Straight into the Lord of the Rings references. Well, based on holding the Ring of Power, Braulio here with the Ace-King of Clubs. It could be a short final table for Mr. Samuel Antonius. Or it may be Antonius Samuel, excuse me. Anyway, he is all in with the Ace-Jack off, and Braulio with a very easy call with Ace-King of Clubs. We could be losing our first player straight away off the bat here, Manny.
Yeah, definitely in bad shape versus Ace King of Clubs, and also a very, very easy call. Yeah, gonna be a 30-70 situation.
We do appear to have lost the Ace King of Clubs off the graphics, but Braulio did make the call with the Ace King of Clubs. And Antonius gonna need help with the Ace Jack off, or he is going to be our 9th place finisher right off the bat.
Oh, what a start.
Yeah, this could be a major start. We will have the payouts and the player lineup for you guys shortly. Antonius gonna need help, and the flop does appear to be Ace-Jack 5. What a flop. Does outflop Braulio. Oh, Queen on the turn. Braulio picking up Broadway draws. Looking for a king or a 10 to eliminate, or a queen in fact, to eliminate Mr. Courtney, and he does manage to find a hold. Huge double up for Ben Courtney on hand 1 of this final table, Manny.
Yeah, I mean, very, very unlucky, of course. That could have been like you see it. Like he has a lot of chips, Mr. Braulio, with still 1.5 million, but that was a 740k pot. Of course, you're really, really, really looking to hold here if you want to run this one deep. Yeah, huge suck out right in the first hand.
Yeah, very unfortunate spot. As you see the chip stacks in front of you, we are playing 20 40k blinds. Do have 4 sub 20 big blind stacks, so we may expect a lot of action early doors. Although a lot of the mid stacks will be looking to ladder up. It'll be interesting to see how we proceed. I'm going to take you through the lineup of the players now. In seat 1, we have Mr. Braulio Bianchetti. Oh, this is the old classic test of pronunciation. Seat 2, Jack O'Neill, very experienced regular on the left of your screen there. Seat 3 is David Jones. Seat 4 is Mr. Min G. Seat 5 is Syed Sarkashik. Seat 6 is, this is the big tester, Murilo Scatolin de Almeida. I'm very, very sorry. Oh, that was right. Seat 7, we got Mr. Ben Courtney, who did just double up with the Ace-Jack. And completing the lineup in seat 8, Mr. Antonius Samuel. As we've said, guys, already, this is the Monster Stack final table. Event 6, the winner will be taking home £21,250 plus, as Manny had mentioned, that beautiful World Series of Poker circuit event ring.
Quite a chunk of money up top here. Gonna be very interesting to see how it plays out. We have Jackie with an open race from the hijack and Murillo with the Queen 7 offsuit in here. Guess that the C-bet should get the job done, and yes, Jack picking up some chips here.
Yeah, I've played a bunch of live poker with Jack in the past. Very accomplished. I think he likely will be one of the players to beat at this FT. We've played a lot together, and as you can see, he has 2 million in chips, good for around about 50 big blinds. David out in front with 100 bigs, 3.9 million. Braulio and Murillo on the mid stacks. Then we got a bunch of shorties bringing up the rear. So, Manny, are you excited as we look to get towards the end of this final table? Event 6, Monster Stack, baby.
I mean, the price jumps right now are not very, very big, so I expect maybe some wild jams, not too tight defending. People really want to still get their chips in. Might slow down the action when we get like to 5 left, 4 left, when we can already smell the 5-digit score. Gonna be very interesting to see, especially how the big stacks are gonna act along this final table.
Already seeing here that Braulio not afraid to get in the mix light. Typically, we don't want to open with too wide a range on one of the mid stacks. Looks as if Jack is going to try and pounce on this with a 3-bet with the ace-9 of diamonds. Put the pressure on, and he does make it 225k. Really good spot here, Manny, to put the pressure on. You know, Braulio is going to struggle to continue here, even with some of the stronger parts of his range.
Yeah, I really love the hand selection. Ace-9 suited plays very well in position. If we get 4-bet, it's not a hand that hurts to fold to a 4-bet. Still a very decent hand, blocking some value hands from the open raising range as well. So
unfortunately for Jack, Mr. Ben Courtney has woken up with the jacks in the big. Does 4-bet ship it for the 16 bigs. And this is part of the problem, right, Manny? Once you 3-bet here, going to be getting a very attractive price to call off, but going to be doing very badly against Ben's perceived all-in range.
Yeah, this is one of the spots where you almost get the good price to call against kings and ace-king, and if you get the right price against those hands, well, and then you're just gonna click the call button anyways.
Very awkward spot. He does have 715k, a little bit more than we thought. So Jack is getting over 2-1, but he is going to know that his hand is not in the best of shape.
Yeah, maybe considering that a lot of the snap rolls from under the gun might contain an ace. Some of the ace-10 offsuits. If that is the case, then even if you get the odds, you can still manage to fold this hand. So this is like really thin if this is a call or a fold. I wouldn't blame him for either option, to be honest.
I would expect Jack to probably make the fold. He does lay it down. Also can be important, Manny, right, to sort of maintain your chip stack. Jack is going to think that he's one of the most experienced players at the table. And I guess rather than potentially dropping down to the sort of 1.2 million realm, electing to fold and pick a better spot.
Yeah, we still have a lot of chips, definitely. And as you said, the range will be very, very strong here. We definitely can say that we're never, ever, ever going to be ahead with ace-9 suited here. So explains the fold.
Absolutely. So, guys, I'll bring you to payouts now as we go. 9th place will be receiving £2,000. Then we have 2,500 for 8th, 3,250 for 7th, 4,250 for 6th. Then up to 5.5k for 5th, 7,000 for 4th, 9,700 for 3rd. And then the 5-figure paydays for 2nd and 1st place, £13,750 for 2nd. And the winner will take down £21,250. So a nice chunky payday on offer. This is our £450 buy-in Monster Stack. Event 6 here at Dustle Dawn of the World Series. Circuit Events Series. Braulio continuing the aggression. Does open with 9-10 of clubs under the gun. David comes with a 3-bet with jacks. 220k to go.
6 pass, 7 pass. 8 pass.
Yeah, quite a small 3-bet here, but I don't mind it. Should be enough to put pressure on the open raiser even with our little bit weaker holdings. We do have jacks though indeed, so I'm gonna be very interesting to see how Braulio plays this. Not gonna be a lot of fun to go out of position even with a hand like 10-9 suited against the chip leader.
Does elect to call. Could be some dicey waters ahead for Braulio here. Not dicey for David. It does flop with the boat. 5 Jack 5. Can he find a little deceptive check back?
Yeah, that's always the question. If we check here, it's almost a little bit too obvious to some players sometimes that we have a pretty clear range bet here, and then we start checking. So I do like that he's also betting the absolute top part of his range here.
Very interesting. Does it come with just 1.5 big blinds? 10% pot c-bet. As you alluded to there, Manny, could potentially here just be targeting some auto folds with the weaker parts of his 3-bet range. As we can see, desperate for Braulio to continue, does get out of the way. 10 high, no real backdoors working for him. A nice start to this final table for David.
Yeah, we can already see that there's quite some action going on. People are not afraid to 4-bet shove. People are not afraid to 3-bet. People are not afraid to flat out of position against the chip leader. Really love the start here.
40-40 still.
Yeah, absolutely. So David out in front with a very big chip lead. 4.3 million, second place. Behind on way behind on 1.8. We are 9-handed, guys. This is the Monster Stack final table. And myself and Mr. Manuel Zapf will be taking you through to the conclusion where we're going to crown our champion of Event 6. How good is the screen looking, Manuel, by the way? This is one of the first sort of outings for our brand new setup here at Dusk Till Dawn. We've got the brand new table in play. It looks beautiful. We've got the perfect graphic screen behind. The setup looks unbelievable, mate.
I think it's a remarkable result. Yeah, very, very great work there. Love it.
Seat 8 is all in.
And here we go. Ben open piling the button with the pocket fours. Seems very reasonable. 28 big blinds effective. Unfortunately for him, Antonius has woken up with the 8s. He's going to be in great shape to find the double here.
If we get a little bit deeper at this final table, this would be a very tough call to make. But as I said before, the price jump's not that big at the beginning, so...
Yep, absolutely agreed. And looking very promising for Antonius thus far. Just has to fade one of the 2 remaining 4s. Ace on the turn does open up some chop possibilities. Oh, wow, the river is a king. Oh, brutal for the pocket 8s. They are going to chop this up.
I was just going to say, it always feels like it's a little bit easier to hold those hands live than online, but I'll take it all back.
Oh, you're not one of those conspiracy theorists now, Manuel, are you? Come on now. The people at home tune in expecting professionalism, my friend. Not, they always get there.
Well, feelings are allowed. And a little bit of a theory here and there. Never hurt nobody.
Absolutely. So pretty unfortunate there for Antonius. You know, it's such a great feeling to get it in as a dominant favorite. They do chop it up. As you guys can see there, the payouts and clock. We are playing blinds of 20 and 40k at the moment. Blinds about to go up. Going to put some pressure on those mid to low stacks.
Now we're good. Did it good, Michael?
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. It was lots of action in the first hands. Now the blinds are going to go up, so that can only mean even more action.
Okay, so pass 3, pass 4, pass 5. Actually, it's on 6 now. Raise to 100k. Sit 7 is folding. Try to put them here.
do have an open to 100k with the 8-5 off. Very spicy. Is going to get right through to Jack in the big. Going to have a very easy defend with the 7-8 diamonds. Wouldn't expect him to do anything else. Does make the call. Somewhat rare to be dominating your opponent with the 8 high. And wow, Jack flopping a gut shot to the straight flush. Willow in there with the middle pair. This could get spicy, Manny.
Yeah, gonna be really interesting to see if he's gonna check call here or check raise. I'm probably expecting a check call rather. Not very interested to get in 1.2 million chips here with all the short stacks.
Yeah, gonna proceed with caution. Does come with check call. Interesting turn is the ace of clubs.
It's really gonna be interesting to see how this one plays out, because Murillo shouldn't even be here with the 8-5 offsuit to be starting with, so that obviously has an effect on the ranges.
Absolutely.
Check definitely not folding, I mean, it's safe to say that.
Very awkward spot for Jack. Not too easy to check raise here either, man, right? We don't really represent too much.
I mean, we do have some 2 pairs here, definitely the ace-9s, ace-5, ace-3s that could potentially check rip here in an ICM scenario. We're not super deep, and the ace is going to get bet very lightly, so wouldn't mind that option, but check call seems very fine as well.
Absolutely, I would agree, and it is going to go check. Jack going to be disappointed to see the 8-5 of Murillo. Does take down a pot of 860k. A little sigh of relief there, Manny.
Yeah, you don't want to lose against the 8-5 offsuit. Probably would have folded on any street if we would have taken the active approach. Maybe he hasn't played with the player final 2, final 3 tables. If you don't have the read that a player is opening these hands, it's obviously way tougher to take the active approach there with the 8-7 of diamonds. So I don't blame the player, as I said, I think it's totally fine. Just obviously against the holding would have worked out very nicely to get that check raise on the turn.
Absolutely. As it stands, nice pickup for Murillo. Consolidates himself in second place in chips, I believe.
Raise 110.
Murillo back into the action with the ace-10 off. Does make it 110k to go.
Pass it one. Pass.
Round 2, our chip leader, Mr. David Jones in the big, does have the ace-9.
And pass.
And wow, just elects to let it go. Very interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we have to fold here with the ace-9. I mean, with this stack, this is an outstanding opportunity for him to push around players. Maybe even take the 3-bet approach with the ace-9 offsuit here, or at least a call. I think everybody else should be very scared to get involved with him. So he should definitely take opportunities and push around. Be the bully. We want to see it.
Be the bully. You know, we always like to see blood on the felt. This is a local legend, Ali, under the gun. Has the ace-jack. Round about 15 big blinds. Blinds have gone up. Be interested to see if he comes in with a raise or a jam.
Definitely think that the ace-jack and overall the stack size is just too big to jam here. Really like the open raise. We should be tight overall. We should get a lot of credit for open raises, and we have great blocker effects. So, yep, love the open raise.
Yep. I would agree completely. Now, Antonius with the pocket nines does rip it in there for 14 bigs. And wow, Jack behind cold finds the ace king. Not going to be going anywhere.
475.
Yeah, a huge top ruin.
7. 700. Sorry.
Can't imagine we ever lay this one down, Manny. The chips are going to be going in.
Yeah, I would definitely take this spot. I guess Antonius is shoving ace jack suited here even sometimes. Definitely some ace queens, maybe some king queens. A lot of pairs we flip against with some dead money involved. Don't think we can ever lay this down.
Yep, would agree completely. Ali gonna get out of the way with the ace jack. Here we go. We have a huge flip here at this final table. 1.6 million in the pot. Antonius looking to hold with the nines.
Good luck.
That is about as good as it gets for the nines. 4-4-3. No diamonds working for Jack. Does have some backdoor real draws, and that is one of them. Deuce of clubs on the turn. Antonius looking to fade 5, ace or king. He does do so. The river is an 8. Antonius, with a very fast start at this final table, gets himself up to 1.6 mil. Very unfortunate for Jack. Down to 12 big blinds.
Yeah, very unlucky start here for Jack. But Tennis Files says it in the chat on YouTube as well. Great choice to open instead of jamming with the ace jack by Ali. Now he can fold with 13 big blinds left. Really important to give yourself this option. If 2 big hands or even 1 big hand wakes up after you, you still have a decent chip stack to play. 650k can turn into 1.3 million and into 2.6 very quick.
Absolutely, my friend.
Alex.
Just resolving a couple of technical issues. Thank you for everyone in the chat who let us know. We've just been resolving a couple of commentary echoes. Hopefully, we are back in business. For those just joining in, welcome along on YouTube and on Twitch. I'm Andrew Hedley, your commentator this week at the World Series of Poker Circuit Event Series. And on co-coms, as always, the man himself, Mr. Manuel Zapf. If you've got any questions or want to engage with us in any way, please don't hesitate. Thank you for joining us. This is the final table of the Monster Stack. We're still nine-handed. And a bunch of short stacks, Manny. Feel like it won't be long until the eliminations start ramping up.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of shoving, maybe some folding. Always depends on how many hands wake up, if somebody gets dealt kings on the cutoff or not.
And waking up with kings is Jack. Does have around about 12 big blinds. We could still potentially have some raise folds. Would expect him not to jam this hand, even with a shallow stack. Does indeed just come with an open. And David going to be in a very interesting spot now, Manny, facing this 12 big blind open.
I mean, we've seen some tight approaches so far from David, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him only call here. Even though Jack seems to be the kind of player who really finds quite some open raise folds here.
Well, he's put him in. The 2 stacks behind our short does seem like an okay spot just to jam it in and get
definitely
get Jack to fold some of those sort of king 10 off sort of hands, queen jack offs that may just open. Is going to 3-bet commit. And Jack, right after losing that big flip with a chance to get right back into the mix here, going to be snapping this off with the kings. Here we go.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
With 2 spades as well.
Big flop for David. It does flop a gut shot. And also backdoor spades to go with his pocket sevens. Turn is a 9 though. Jack looking to fade 5s and 7s. 1.3 million in the pot. He does find the hold. Gets himself back up to 1.3 million. You'll be feeling pretty good about that, Manuel, after a very rocky start to this FT.
It was just, if he loses here with the kings, that probably would have been the most terrible start to a final table that I've ever seen, going from chip second to busting 8th place in a couple of hands. Now he's back to almost 1.5 million. So yeah, he's gonna feel really good about this one. Now he covers
always
a lot
holding
of
there, always holding live, Manuel. You only lose that. You only lose that one online, mate.
Online, you're out.
Dear. Mr. Manuel Zapf, everybody. Long-time poker pro, long-time conspiracy theorist. Anyway, on we go. David still way out in front after taking that small hit. 3.5 million. He doesn't look particularly concerned. Looks very chilled.
I mean, I like it. Just to be chill, just to take it. You know, it's a setup. We're still chip leading. We got position on arguably the most dangerous player on this final table. So things are still looking bright. No need to lose it here.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge chip lead. Just a small dent for David. Does fold round to Jack in the hijack, picking up the ace-9 off. Certainly an opportunity to open.
And certainly another opportunity for David to just put him in again.
Yeah. Will be interesting to see what his approach is. As you said, Manny, he took a few somewhat tight lines already.
I mean, calling is fine here, obviously. Jamming is fine. As long as we don't 3-bet fold this hand, I think we're good to go.
Yep. Yeah, Jack in that precarious spot of having around 25 bigs behind. Does look like he's going to 3-bet. Very large sizing too. Interesting decision. We can see it's going to work here against the ace-9 specifically. Can't imagine that Jack will elect to 4-bet rip this one. Does let it go.
Yeah, somewhat around the bottom of his opening range, I would believe, with David to his exact left from the hijack. I don't think we should be opening too many offsuit ace-x unless we have the read that we really will not get 3-bet light ever. So yeah, very easy fold to the 3-bet.
Yeah, always very interesting these spots. You have to take note of who the chip leader is and whether he is really going to punish you. And David finds the nice 3-bet, consolidates his chip lead. So guys, anybody just join in. We are coming to you on a 30-minute delay from dusk till dawn here in Nottingham. We are here on YouTube and Facebook. If you want to watch us on either of those mediums, please do. We got a bunch more information coming up for you guys about what is going to be happening at Dusk Till Dawn in the future. As you can see, this is our brand new stream setup. Table looks glorious. The big LED screen behind. I got to say, everything looks beautiful. So props to all of our team at DTD. Put a heap of work in, investing a bunch of money. Dusk Till Dawn already one of the premier spots to play poker in Europe. Making a run at making it the go-to landmark spot, Manuel. The place looks unbelievable, I would say.
Yeah, I've been there multiple times. I really love it in Nottingham. The action is outstanding as well. So really looking forward to this series and all the upcoming ones. Man of Straw wants to know, DTD, is this the first day of the big series? It is the first day streaming live, at least. It's not the first day of play, though.
Yeah, we will get to that question in a second, Man of Straw. Interesting, Murillo comes for the 3x from the SP, and Ben does decide to defend the 10-4. Murillo seems to be here to win, Manuel. He's in there with the 8-5 off. He's in there with the Jack-4. He's not scared about ladder, and he's here to win.
Yeah, I believe Murilo, a Brazilian living in London. I mean, the Brazilians are not afraid. If we've learned anything from the last 3-4 years in poker, is that they will be able to, to have some active approaches to try to steal your blinds. They're gonna snack you down slowly.
Vamo, baby. You know they love it. Murillo here to win. Fair play to him. Man of Straw, we'll get to your question now, my friend. DTDs is the first big day of the big series. This is the World Series of Poker Circuit Event Series, and this is Event 6, my friend. Our first day of streaming this week. We will also be streaming the High Roller Final Table, and that takes place on Friday at around about 2:30 p.m. UK time. Myself and Manuel will be here to cover it. And then on Monday, the 20th, we are going to be giving you main event final day coverage all the way through to the conclusion. That is our landmark 1150 buy-in, 500k pool. Should be bombs up top. Should be very exciting. So we're going to be here for all of this final table today, and then Friday for the high roller, and Monday, my friend, for the main event final table. In fact, final day. I think we'll have a lot more coverage than just the final.
Yeah, great prize pool here and great final table to kick off the series, to kick off the live streaming. Over 20k up top. Yeah, I'm excited. There we have it. The payouts as if I asked for it.
Yes, indeed, my friend. Just looking to get a few little tweaks here to the table audio. So the viewers at home can listen into whatever table chatter is happening. David coming in for a raise with the ace-7 of clubs, I believe.
I'm not sure if he has acted yet. There's the raise, min raise. Really like it. Totally enough. We don't need to go bigger here. There's a lot of reasons to fold many hands to the chip leader. Interesting spot for Antonius in the small blind.
Yeah, I would expect him to call. We can still proceed relatively simply post. On a lot of boards, does come in for the call. Now Braulio with the 10-6 of clubs in the big does decide to complete. Some very dicey spots, Manuel, when you're on the very sort of middle to short stacks.
Yeah, I think the 10-6 of clubs is also a very fine fold here, especially versus two big stacks. You don't really want to see 10-high flop, a 6-high flop. You don't really want to flop a flush draw. So a lot of negative implied odds. So wouldn't mind the fold here from Braulio, to be honest.
Yeah, I do not disagree. Now he's going to come with a flop lead. We do typically see this happen a lot, especially in modern poker. He is going to connect with this big blind board very often. Does come out with a little third pot lead on the flop. David does just get out of the way with an overcard and gut shot. Tricky spot for Antonius with the pocket sixes.
I mean, I don't think we can ever fold here, and I don't think we should ever raise. Very standard call, I guess. I'm a little bit surprised to also see the ace-7 immediately fold to the tiny flop sizing.
He does just ditch it, and Braulio picking up a very nice pot. With that range advantage on the flop, does manage to get two better hands to fold for a small size. So well played, sir. Boosts his stack up to 1.3 million. As you see, David still well out in front. Murillo and Antonius coming up behind. Then Braulio and Jack, middle of the pack. Ben, Syed, and Mr. Jin Mi, coming up on the short stack.
No, I only had 30. It's right. Let me see.
If you have the talent to get ace 7 and 6s to fold for a small flop size, then maybe 10-6 isn't a bad defend at all.
What a result, in fairness, picks up a very important pot. As we know, tournament regs, Manny, every pot very important here at the final table, especially with lots of shallow stacks.
75.
Yeah, definitely was a remarkable result of the hand. And yes, every pot counts.
Plus the ante, 150.
Every pot you win chips allows you to open a little bit wider and to put a little bit more pressure on the opponents. So yeah, we are seeing a fight here for the chips for now, and I think that will continue.
Divided by 2? Yeah, it's 90. 90.
90. It should have 90. Yeah, he's a dealer, he knows.
He's a dealer as well, but it just got confused a little bit. 50.
No, it should be 105, guys. It's plus 75k on top of the 30 you got. That is 60k.
Murillo back into the mixer with the ace-8.
That's 150 divided by 2. 75 play.
Yeah, Murillo really going for the gold here, or in this case, going for the
I
ring.
don't have to. He's chopping it as I'm not counting his 30.
Let me show. 30 from here.
Wide opening range. His opponent will soon know in a break what he has been opening. I mean, they already saw the 8-5
Oh yeah,
offsuit.
he's only for 30. So
Gonna
it's
be
90.
interesting. I always love it when you open, you show the 8-5 offsuit. That will have a huge effect on the dynamics later on in the game, won't it?
15 more. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that is the beauty of stream poker. Got all your buddies on the rail, sending you the info that Murillo has been at it. You know, you love to see it. I like to see people going for the win.
No, it's Olympic.
Yeah, we have had 12 events, guys. 12 ring events across this World Series Circuit Series. This is the Monster Stack Final Table, event number 6. We have the Super High Roller event 8 coming up on Friday. And then the main event coverage will be on Monday afternoon and evening. And you know, since the pandemic, Manny, since that dark time that we all wish was just a dream, DTD has been going for it, my friend. We've hosted a UK IPT, the UK Poker Championships in association with GG Poker, and now we have the World Series Poker Circuit Series, and we've got more events with major partners will be announced in the coming weeks, my friend. So guys, anybody who wants to check out what is happening at Dusk Till Dawn, please check out our socials on Twitter at DTD Club and at DTD Live, and Instagram at DTD Club at Live for all the information, guys, of everything we have planned coming up. There's going to be some exciting stuff on the horizon, Manny.
Yeah, definitely. The way you said dark times there almost reminded me of Lord of the Rings again.
The question is, which one of us is Samwise Gamgee and which one of us is Frodo? I'm not sure which is worse or which is better.
We have to battle
Which
this
one
one
do you
out.
want, mate? Which one do you want?
Mate, you're the Scots. Enough said, right?
All right,
Everyone.
I'll go Frodo. Whatever. I wasn't a big fan of the lad, but it's all good. I'll make it work. Right, enough of our nonsense. Back to the action. Ben looking to climb Mount Mordor as the Kings, opening up to 100k.
This is no good.
David with a very disciplined fold out the small, recognising Ben's range very tight here. Does just get away from the ace-10. I like this fold. I really like this fold.
I mean, I'm a nit by heart. I love the ace-10 offsuit fold. Gets me going. Makes me feel good.
Yeah, I mean, Ben opening off around about 16 bigs. As we all know these days, with ICM and the like, very likely to have quite a tight opening range with Syed and Min both very short behind him. Does pick up the blinds only with the pocket kings. And there's going to be a lot of pressure put on these stacks, Manuel, as we get up to the next blind level, which I believe will be 30-60k.
Yes. Call.
I mean, Min already in the danger zone, as we call it. I mean, I've heard people say on the poker commentary the danger zone is below 20 big blinds. This is the real danger zone when you get into 7-6 big blinds. One more orbit and you completely lose your fold equity. So we're going to see some all-ins here. Very
Sure. Ben in there again, and here we go, as if by magic. He said he was in the danger zone. Well, he has found pocket jacks. Min is going to run it. And for 7 big blinds, we know that Ben will be calling. We are going to be off to the races once more. Ali just getting a little screen time here. I don't think he's ever really considering going with ace-8. Here we go.
Call.
We are off to the races. Min looking to hold off Ben, get himself back up to 850k. Flop is 855. Min still holding with the jacks. Just needs to fade an ace or a queen. Turn is another 8. It will be doubling up unless the ace or queen of Ben hits the river. And he does find a hold, Manuel. Nobody busting at this final table.
Oh, nobody busting and a lot of action. That's always a good mix.
Absolutely. And Min up to 850k. I'm going to change positions with Ben. Ben and Ali now both on the short stacks, around about 9 to 12 bigs for the pair of them.
Yeah, and we're right in the mix with 850k. Even playing the short stack here correctly can get you in like superb spots later on in the game. So really, really important to not misplay your 6-7 big blind stack. And the double up here just shows exactly that.
Absolutely. Very awkward spots. But Min has been patient, got himself back up to 17 bigs. Just shows you, especially in this lineup, Manny, a couple of double ups, and you're right in the hunt for this World Series circuit ring.
Yeah, anything can happen. There's not an outstanding chip leader, even though there is an outstanding chip leader, but he's not super far away. He doesn't have over 100 big blinds or something. Yeah. Everything can be possible here. Every one of these players still has the chance to go home with the ring. Would you wear a ring if you win one, Andrew?
No chance. I don't know, man. I don't think that I have the required panache to wear the ring like at the table. I might wear it in the house, mate, you know, just like stand in front of the mirror and show off to myself and say, that's right, that's right, baby. You're a World Series of Poker circuit ring champion. But I don't think I could pull it off like at the table. I don't know. What about you? What are you saying?
I mean, I don't usually wear a ring, but when I do, it's usually to impress my ex-girlfriends, I would say. So maybe I would wear it every once in a while.
I'm not touching that comment with a barge pole, my friend. I'll leave that one to you.
Come on, quickly, make the blinds bigger, man. This is too small, the big blinds.
So back into the action we go.
If it's like this, I can't take all the chips with this blind.
Interesting spot here for Min. 17 bigs, effective pocket fives. Would expect him either to jam or fold, right? I don't expect him to raise fold this one. But he does look like he's going to come in for a raise.
Depends on who's sitting behind you, right? You don't really want to raise call this, but if the players behind you really don't play back, then you might as well sometimes open raise fold, but you do have Mr. Murillo in the small blind.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Wow, and fair play. Mr. Murillo, you know what? Every time we do our commentary stints together, Manuel, we pick a winner. I'll take Murillo. He is going for the win.
I hate to do this because you know that I don't like to agree with you. But this time I have to pick Mr. Murillo as well. Is that possible, or do I have to go with someone else?
Listen, I'm Frodo, you're Samwise. I get Murillo. You have to pick someone else.
All right. Then give me another minute or two.
All right.
150,000.
So guys, if you are just joining our coverage on YouTube or Facebook, welcome along. This is the final table of the Monster Stack,
Showdown.
Event 6 here at the World Series of Poker Circuit Event Series at Dusk Till Dawn.
Good luck.
We are coming to you from Nottingham on a 30-minute delay. Myself, Andrew Hedley, and Mr. Manuel Zapf on comms, taking you through to the conclusion of this final table, where the winner is going to take home £21,250 plus one of our magnificent World Series of Poker Circuit rings. We are no nearer to finding out who that is. We have yet to lose a player at this final. As you can see, David still well out in front, but Murillo making moves up to second place. Antonius with a great start to this final table, and a bunch of mid to short stacks bringing up the rear.
And look what a nice comment. Tennis File says, I enjoyed your gents commentary when I played on the Cash Game Challenge at DTD last month. I definitely learned a good deal.
I mean, you can learn things, Manuel, but it doesn't necessarily mean it was good. But thank you, Mr. Files. Much appreciated, buddy. And thank you, everyone else, for joining. If you want to interact with myself and Manny, please do. Now, David using this chip lead back in with the pocket fives under the gun one. Now, Murillo, we know he likes to get in the mix. Does have the suited ace-3 of hearts.
Definitely a good candidate to 3-bet here. Flat should be fine as well.
Pass.
Kind of want to keep the pot small in position against the chip leader. But yes, he is once more not afraid to be in the mix.
Yeah, absolutely. Does peel the ace-3 of hearts. Round about 45 big blinds effective.
Pass.
Interesting flop, 8-7-3, two spades. David still out in front. Does it come with check?
Pass from 4. Sit 5 is all in.
Not too surprised to see it.
And call from sit 6.
Murillo gonna look to try and clear out some equity. And try and get David to just fold 2 random overs. As we can see, he's not gonna go anywhere with the fives. Does check call. We expect a lot of turn check here, Manny.
Good luck.
Yeah, I think this is just two hands that really would just want to take it to showdown. Murillo maybe could have been looking to bet the flop very small just to get some auto folds from King, Queen, King, Jack type of hands. But once we reach the turn, this almost always goes check, check.
Yeah. River does pair the 9. David should be reasonably confident of having the best hand. Don't think, it seems a little thin to go for value though, Manny.
I mean, as long as you bet small enough, you might get looked up by quite some hands that you still beat. But it does definitely look thin, on the thinner side, let's put it this way. Don't mind the check, check.
Yeah. And David picks up a nice pot, gets himself up to that 4 million chip stack. 80 big blinds. Beautiful to see for David.
Dead button.
Yeah, I was about to say remarkable speed of play. It's almost like there are 8 race car drivers competing for this title. There's not a lot of tanking.
We love to see that. I'm telling you, it will be the death of streamed poker, the influx of tanking. From all those Europeans, Manuel, you know, especially the Germans. Unbelievable. I can't stand them, honestly. Unreal.
And the Scots are very bad as well. Don't forget them.
A little disclaimer to those watching. I'm only joking.
I am not.
Oh well, it's true. Right, back in we go.
Pass. Pass.
I just recognized Ben. I believe that we saw Ben playing cash, Manuel.
I definitely have
think we
seen
did.
the face
I think we've
before,
seen it.
yes.
And Ben is going to send it from the cutoff with the Queen 10 of spades. Blinds are now up, guys, so he is all in for just about 8 big blinds.
A very standard shove, not much to do here, but to jam. think ace-4 is a very easy fold at the button. Gonna be interesting to see what's waiting in the blinds.
Call. Raise 380. Pass.
Is asking for a count.
How's it going down there?
Braulio with the ace-8.
Them lot.
Very dicey spot for around about half of his stack. You are going to be ahead enough, Manny, right? But at a final table situation, do we really get to call it off with ace-8? Does find the fold. I think I like it.
Yeah, especially as a mid-stack, you really can't afford to lose those 7-8 big blinds. If you're sitting there with 80 bigs, you probably just snap it off happily. Not gonna really hurt your stack. It's a slightly plus EV situation, but this is ICM. Yeah, Tennis Files confirms he has played cash on the stream with Ben. Looks familiar.
Pass.
Yeah, I do recall that he played extremely well when we covered him. Gets that jam through with the Queen 10 of spades. We'll be looking to try and chip up as we go. Blinds are now up, guys. 30-60k. A bunch of short stacks at this final table. Would expect some fireworks within the next half an hour or so.
Call.
Not too much time to wait around, Manny. Got to get those chips in.
It always goes so quick with the blinds. I mean, we started 20-40. We already had so much action. Now it's at 30-60. It's only been a few hands, it feels.
Check.
And they're
Very
playing
quick
fast.
action.
They're playing fast. Like, just imagine now having two players stalling. You get in 6-7 hands per level. Maybe a bit more, but
Yeah, they really are. And I believe Braulio folding the Jack 10 off on the button, showing some good awareness there. David in the big blind with 4 million. You really don't want to be playing pots post-flop. He is going to defend wider than most, considering he has so many chips.
also
As
the
you see.
small blind stack there with like around 17 big blinds. Always dangerous to open up into these good players who know exactly how to 3-bet shove. So, yeah, like the fold.
Absolutely. Gonna have to give a shout out here. Mr. Daniel Charlton in the chat. Hello, my friend.
250.
Let's go, lads. The dream team. Always nice, isn't it, Manny? Get a bit of love.
Oh, is he you and me, or is
think
he
so.
referring to
I
some
mean-
players?
I mean, it's, you know, gives me the opportunity to get a little rub down in. He's a Liverpool fan. The very best of luck this evening, Daniel.
10 seconds.
Said with tongue firmly set in cheek, of course. I'm a big United fan, Manny.
How did that feel 2 weeks ago?
Let's just move on. The cards are back in the air. Not very good. Would be the correct answer.
Good luck, guys.
Now, Murillo, we have seen, likes to get in the mix, does have pocket fours under the gun 1. Starting to become very dicey now, though, Manny, right? Even in second place, Chips only has 35 bigs.
Yeah, I can't believe that 4s is ever gonna open here. But then again, if you open 8-5 offsuit, you're probably gonna want to have 4s in there as well. Very interesting spot for Antonius now.
Yeah. That is Braulio in your picture. So Antonius has acted. It'd be intriguing to see if he did call. And he comes with 3-bet with the 8s. Very interesting. 3-betting off around about 25 bigs.
I mean, I don't hate it, but I do not like it against Murillo. Because he's definitely the guy who's going to be capable to find some crazy jams here. And what are you going to do? Do you really want to 3-bet fold pocket 8s without a blocker in your hand?
Yeah, very awkward spot. Now, David, with the King, Queen of Diamonds, is yet to fold. We can see it would have been a great spot, but he does get away.
And I like the fact that he's tanking. That shows that he's definitely capable of maybe picking one of those spots, because he hasn't been tanking with the easy decisions, so that was a legitimate tank.
100. 780.
And Murillo does show some good awareness. Quickly folds the 4s. And it works out well for Antonius. Very tricky spot. But makes it work up to around about 2 million.
Seconds.
Yeah, it must feel wonderful winning this with a rather wide 3-bet here. Against the most aggressive player, you have a little bit of a relief there once you see the fold.
Yeah, absolutely. Very tricky spot. There's going to be lots of that as we go. A bunch of short to medium stacks. Be a test of who can navigate the spots the best. Antonius now with the king 10 off under the gun 2. And now we can hear some table talk, Manuel. You love to hear it. Antonius does just fold the king 10. I think I like it.
740.
Yeah, always interesting to see. You just mentioned the table talk. To see if the players are capable to put their money where their mouth is, right?
Absolutely. Everybody seemingly starting to relax a bit. And wow, Min, very relaxed. Shoving it from the small with the jack 8 is only for 10 big blinds.
10 seconds.
And Ali only with 5 bigs back. Not a lot you can do with the jack 6 off.
Definitely interesting to see that.
Man of Straw is asking, is this Dusk Till Dawn's first year of streaming? I don't recall previous streams. Well, as you can see on your screen, guys, this is our brand new streaming setup. An absolutely beautiful table. We have that magnificent LED screen behind. As you can see, the graphics and stuff. It really looks beautiful. Dusk Till Dawn already, as you know, one of the best places in Europe to play poker. And our team there and the owners, they're throwing a bunch of money and a bunch of promotion at lots of stuff coming up at DTD. We're going to have lots of events. We're going to be working with a bunch of major partners. More information will be announced in due course over the next weeks and months. If you want to see what's happening at DTD, please check out our socials at DTD Club and at DTD Live on both Twitter and Instagram. But yeah, we've got lots coming up, guys. It's going to be exciting. Really looking forward to seeing how it develops.
Just in case you missed it.
Honestly, one of the best setups I've ever seen, Manny.
Yeah, I've always been impressed by the DTD every time I was over there. And yeah, this is definitely some high quality product. And let's hope it gets to the players for some high quality plays as well.
And look at this, not too often that you see deuces versus threes all in at a final. But David's going to have to call this off. And Ali is not going to be able to believe his luck. You don't often get it in that with the pocket threes is an 80% favorite, but David has drilled a deuce. Oh, what is happening here? Check, check, flop. Oh, Ali, you're going to get the bad news, my friend. I hope that's an enjoyable massage. Wow, turn goes check, check.
He does pick up some outs, and now he actually saves 30k because he has the not low.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, otherwise no point. Win nothing. I take it up.
He literally saves the 30k. This is the only way he saves it.
10 seconds.
This is insane.
Race.
Look at the jack just laughing away. Oh, wow.
He folds because he's not even beating 4-3 offsuit. That is crazy, yeah.
And wow, if Ali comes back and ships this tournament, he's going to look like a genius. What
Yeah, that would be the Phoenix from the Ashes story. Okay, I said I waited 2 minutes. I wait a little bit longer. Should I pick Ali now?
Now's the time, my friend.
You know, I'm gonna go with Antonius. We will have a very fair fight with the even chip stacks.
All right, sounds good, buddy. Round of drinks. Next
Ooh.
time I see you, from the loser to the winner.
Look at that, Ace King.
Look at that. Is your stream on a less of a delay? Antonius waking up with the Ace King.
Yeah.
Does come in for 120k.
2 players. But all in call. Showdown, please.
Now Ben in the big with the Queen 3 of clubs. Very aware of the ICM implications. Ali being so short with 30k can literally make £500 just by folding and waiting for him to bust. A sharp fold there, Manny, with the Queen 3 suited.
Yeah, really nice fold. It's not really hurting his deck too much to fold. Doesn't really matter if you play 8 big blinds or 9 at this stage. Of course, every chip matters in the long run, but right now it's really just sit it out a little bit, play your premiums, and then when the half big blind stack busts, you can take a little bit of lighter spots again.
Yeah, absolutely. As the people in the chat were asking about what is going on at Dusk Till Dawn. Guys, DTD is now hosting a new monthly tournament, the DTD 100, which is a £120 buy-in, 100k guaranteed, regularly seeing prize pools of over £120,000. So I would highly recommend you get yourself in the mix for that if you like the low to mid stakes tournaments.
So can you just pass me these sandbags, please?
And I will go back into some more detail in a second, but David wakes up with the Ace Queen of Hearts. And Ali has woken up with the same hand, with his 30k. And wow, Ben is gonna put it in.
Oh wow, that could actually mean
Oh wow.
that Ali makes a price jump here if Ben doesn't get there, because I don't believe David is ever gonna fold.
An unreal turn of events here.
Very unlucky though for Ben as well,
Call.
that they have the same hand and dominate him. This is really the not worst scenario.
So Ben is gonna be looking for a king. Ali loving life.
Re-raise all in. Pass.
Wow, what a crazy situation, Manny. Now Ben is an ace in the window. Ben does flop a gut shot to Broadway and has backdoor clubs working for him.
No flop.
Yeah, that's good news, the flop. Now we actually have some equity.
Turn is a 6. Oh wow, David, what happens now if he makes the flush?
Well, Ben is gonna get the price jump.
Wow. What a test to the comms, but the river is the 8 of clubs. And GG to Ben. Wow, what a turn of events. I don't think I've ever seen a little sequence like that before. Ali managing to hang on, does get the prize jump. We have lost Mr. Ben Courtney in 8th place, I believe. He will pick up £2,500 for his efforts.
Pass.
And Ali hanging on. We'll be back up to around about 90k, 1.5 big blinds.
Raise 175.
And David, the rich get richer, Manny, closing in on 5 million in chips.
Pass.
Yes, it can be very massive for the mindset to maintain this chip lead here. I believe that can only play into his cards. He already looked relaxed when he lost the hands, and now he's winning them. What can go wrong from now on?
Oh, what can go wrong indeed? Well, this is tournament poker. We know exactly what can go wrong, but David will be hoping he can continue the upward trajectory. Guys, as the dealer counts out the pot, and you see the chip stacks in front of you, give you a little bit more information. So you have that DTD 100k guaranteed, which is on every month at Dusk Till Dawn, £120 buy-in, regularly getting over 120k in the pool. And also, we will be hosting several Amateur Poker Association and Tour events in 2023. A nice commitment to the kind of grassroots poker part of the game. And that includes the UK Team Championships, which are on next week, and the World Championship of Amateur Poker coming up in the summer, all happening at Dusk Till Dawn. And as you guys can see, this beautiful new stream setup, a brand new table in play for this event, and many others that we'll be streaming. We will have more projects, and streaming products are being worked on by our DTD Live team. We'll be bringing you the best coverage we can of the biggest and best action in European poker. That was a lot of spiel from me, so let's get back into the action, Manuel.
There seems to be some misunderstanding of the situation of the button. Always a little bit tricky when a player busts. Now that doesn't happen online.
Bus.
But Ben Courtney busting from the UK. Probably gonna look forward to make another deep run this week. There's plenty of tournaments waiting for everybody, as Andrew has just mentioned. And now we're 7 left. £3,250 secured for everybody.
Yeah, and as we go, obviously the pay jumps will increase and increase, and first place guys in this Monster Stack final table taking home £21,250 and one of those beautiful World Series of Poker circuit rings.
10 seconds.
Do seem to have sorted everything out. We are 7-handed, guys. Event 6, Monster Stack, final table. What a great name, Manuel, for an event. Monster Stack.
Yeah, I always don't like the Monster Stacks because I don't know how to play over 100 big blinds, Andrew.
Is it only 100 big blinds you can't play?
No, only like 20, 30 maximum. But of course, many players looking forward to play that deep stack poker at the beginning. Good structures. Yeah, I love the name. It's probably very attractive to many players. Just the short stack donkeys like me get a little bit scared by it.
Nothing to be afraid of, my friend. Embrace the madness of tournament poker. Anyway, guys, we're down at 7. Jack O'Neill there in your picture, very accomplished player. Over 1.1 million in registered Hendon Mob cashes. Now, Mr. Min G has been very patient, wakes up with the queens, 12 big blinds.
Raise 175.
Does look like he's decided just to rip it in.
Bus.
Could be that he has been very tight and that he realizes that players are going to give him way too much credit for open raising here. Sometimes when you card at a live table, this might play into your decisions.
Sure.
The standard play, obviously, here to open raise queens. One big blind for the magic comeback. A chip and a chair. This is truly that situation.
He looks pretty chilled. I'm not gonna lie, doesn't look too stressed to me. Clearly, the masseuse doing a magnificent job. Keeping him relaxed. You know what? I think he's gonna spin it. I'm gonna call it. I think he's gonna spin it up.
175.
I mean, you can be relaxed. You were basically out of the tournament. You made a price jump. You're sitting there, having a good time. I mean, what can happen? You're basically free rolling from this point now, right? Comes in with a call again, leaving him this magical 30k behind. I like it.
I'm actually a pretty big fan of this. If it goes multi-way, people will have to bet to get him, you know, to eliminate him. And often you can get somebody to bet post and clear out the field a little, even for a tiny 30k back. Antonius is going to ISO with the ace-jack.
Check.
David, one big blind to call, would expect him to complete the 9-4 of diamonds.
Taking away one of Syed's outs, obviously not good for him, but he still has the king, he still has the spades, some straight opportunities.
160.
We want to see the short stack survive.
Yeah, 420k in the middle.
Call.
Flop is 8-8-7.
But 200.
Antonius still out in front with the ace-jack. Turn is 3. Is there any help, or is it the end of the massage? It's the king on the river. Assuming there's no betting.
10 seconds.
Well, even if there is betting, excuse me, he is going to more than triple up.
And suddenly he's sitting there with over 5 big blinds at least. I don't think he's going to get the complete 420k. There is a side pot, but yeah, it's 360k stack. This is playable.
All of a sudden, Ali's back in business. Does drill the River King. I mean, all of a sudden, Manny, one more double, you're back in the hunt.
Yeah, it's so often the case. A short stack can come back, and but I really thought that situation was very unique with the threes against the deuces, where he actually ended up with a not low on the river and was actually able to fold. If it goes all in at any other point on the flop or the turn, he's never folding. So yeah, very magical comeback brewing here, I hope.
Yeah, very interesting. If he, just imagine if he ever comes back, David may well regret not putting that 30k in on the flop. If you'd have had him out the door, imagine he just decimates your stack. That's the type of thing to give you sleepless nights, Manny.
And he's already giggling. He knows exactly. People are scared of the magic comeback now. He's having a good time. I really love to see this. This man is free rolling. This is a free rolling man right there. Nothing to lose.
$1,380,000.
Remarkable open fold here with the sixes, but I really like it as a mid stack from early position.
Honestly, you should see the hands I've just been dealt back to back to back, and you don't think I'm at it. No, I had a hand. I was going to jam. If you raise, I jam.
And Braulio taking it down with the ace-4 offsuit.
Yeah, one of those interesting little quirks of final tables. Often we prefer to have a blocker in our hand than these low pocket pairs, because we really cannot defend against them when we get 3-bet. And when you have an ace or a king in your hand, for example, blocking some of those stronger hands that will indeed go after you with a raise. Nice pickup for Braulio. Keeps himself around about the 1.4 million mark. Blinds are 30-60k, guys. We are down to 7 at the Monster Stack final table here. From Dusk Till Dawn and Knots. This is the World Series of Poker Circuit Event Series. And this is our first stream of the week, the Monster Stack final table. We are going to be coming with coverage of our high roller on Friday and our main event on Monday. And I'm perhaps hearing that we may even have an extra stream tomorrow of the high roller. So I will keep you posted as we go. Now Murillo once again opening very wide, coming in with the open with the pocket threes under the gun. We can see that Min has a very nice spot to 3-bet jam from the small with 9s. part of the problem, as we just alluded to, when you open up these low pocket pairs, you really can't call Manuel when someone chips it in.
No, I rather really want to see him open raising like an ace-3 suited, ace-2 stupid suited type of hands compared to the pocket threes. They really perform not well. You sometimes find yourself in a situation where you have to make an odds call. Like even now he's tanking. This should not really happen with the threes.
Wow, he makes the call. Very surprised to see it. But fair play Murillo, he is playing for the victory. He's in very bad shape here against the nines of Min. And this is a big pot, 1.7 million in the middle. Is going to need help with the threes.
Plus.
That is about as clean as it gets for Min. Just has to fade one of the remaining threes in the deck. No help on the turn. And the river is a 4 of diamonds. Big double up for Min. Was down as low as around about 5 big blinds. Right back up to 1.7 million in chips. Very, very loose raise call from Murillo Manuel. And unfortunately for him, his first real big misstep at this final table.
Yeah, I really like the aggressive approach, of course. Just the hand selection of the open raise, a little bit questionable, I must say.